Please be seated. And young ones, come on up. Let's talk a little bit. How are we all doing today?
Good.
I think I'm sitting on my own robes. Let's see if I can fix that. So, here's a really important question. How much do donuts cost?
It depends.
Yeah, it does? Okay, how about a chocolate sprinkle donut? How much does a single chocolate sprinkle donut cost?
It depends.
Well, some places I've seen them, they're 99 cents. Now, if you get the bigger fancy ones, maybe they're $1.99. But whatever the case, if you want a donut, you know what you have to do?
Pay.
You have to pay. You have to say, do I have enough money to afford this donut? It's going to cost you something. You've got to give up something that you have to get the donut. So in the gospel lesson, Jesus says he wants us to count the cost of being his disciple. What would that mean? You know, it might be hard to tell, especially here where we have such a good congregation and good friends. But sometimes living as a Christian can be very difficult. There's times that people don't like Christians, there's conflicts, and there's problems. Sometimes people lose friends because of someone's a Christian and they don't like Christians. Sometimes if you're an adult, you might lose a job if you're a Christian. And the question is that okay with you? No? Well, in one sense, no, it isn't. But if you had a choice, if someone said, well, you can keep your job or you can stop being a Christian, or else you'll lose a job and you'll stay a Christian. What do you think?
I'd lose the job.
You'd lose a job. Good answer. That's what Christ calls us to do. You see, you are disciples. You were made his disciples in your baptism. And there's going to be times you're going to be tempted to do what Jesus doesn't want you to do, to sin. And there are times that some people might say, forget Jesus and do what we want you to do. And then you have to say, you know what? No, Jesus says, I need to obey him. You have to count the cost. In our Old Testament lesson, God actually said to the people of Israel, he says, choose life and you will live. And he means choose Jesus. Choose Jesus and all his promises come to you because he died on the cross to make that happen. Because he lives, you all will live because you're his disciples. Would you pray with me? Dear Jesus, thank you for making me your disciple. Thank you for paying the cost I could never pay on the cross. Help me to always live as your disciple and not according to my own desires. Amen. Thank you all. Okay, you can go back.